Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to math. Today, we're gonna continue learning about circles, okay? If you guys remember last class, we learned about parts of a circle. One of those parts we learned was the circumference, okay? If you guys remember, if we want to look for the area of that circle, we use what is called the equation of a circumference, okay? It says it up here on the name, circumference. The equation we're going to use today, okay, or should say the equations, is kind of the same equation. The only difference is one deals with radical and the other one with diameter. But it's the same equation technically, okay? I'm going to show you. The first equation is circumference equals 2 pi times radius, okay? 2 times pi times radius, okay? The second equation we're going to use, okay, because you can use either one, okay, is if this one's easier for you, that's fine, okay, you can use either one. Circumference equals pi times diameter, okay? If you look at the other equation, it has 2r, okay? 2r. 2r becomes a d, okay? So like I said, you can use either one. What we're going to also need to use is a calculator, okay? Because we're dealing with pi. The number we usually use for pi, if your calculator doesn't have the pi sign, is 3.14. Okay? So remember, for pi, we use 3.14. Okay? In case like I said, your calculator doesn't have the sign pi, it's okay. We're going to use 3.14 for it. Alright. Very, very simple concept. Okay? We have this circle. On this circle, we have an origin, because remember, the center is the origin. From that origin, I'm going to make a line that goes from the origin to the edge. Okay? You guys remember what it's called? It was from last class. The radius, right? Alright, now that we have this radius, we're going to put a measurement on it. The measurement for this radius is 13 centimeters. Okay? We want to find the circumference of this circle. We're going to call it circle P. Okay? So circle P. Again, we're going to use either one of the equations. I'm going to show you with both equations. Okay, I'm going to show you with the first one, then with the second one. So the first one I'm going to pick is circumference equals 2 pi r. So the way we're going to write it is exactly the same. The only thing we're going to plug in here different is the pi, which is 3.14, and our radius, which in this case is 13. Okay, so circumference equals 2 times 3.14 times 13. Okay, this is where we need to calculate. Sometimes you might ask, can you combine the 2 and the 13? Yes, you can, because it's all multiplication. It really, order doesn't matter, because it's all the same. It's all multiplication, okay? So we can say C equals 2 times 13 is 26 times 3.14, okay? If you have the pi sign on your calculator, that's fine, that's great, okay? You can do 26 times pi. But for the ones that don't have it, we're going to plug in 3.14, okay? So in our calculators, we're going to put 26 times 3.14. It should give you 81.61, okay? or 81.64, should I say. If you plug in the actual pi, it should have given you 26 times, let me see, where's my pi here? Here we go, shift pi. 81.68140899. Okay? We're only gonna round 2 decimal places after. Okay? So for the ones that did pi, your answer is C equals 81.68. Okay? If you did 3.14, the 6 times 3.14. You should have got 81.64. Okay? For now, either one works. Okay? Because if you don't have pi and you plug in 3.14, it's a rounded number. So you might get a little off. It's okay. Okay? If you have pi and you plugged it in, you got the first one. Okay? Which is good. For the ones that don't have those kind of calculators, if you guys can get one that has pi, it's even better because it makes it easier for the semester. Okay? If not, it's okay. Just keep on using 3.14. Okay? All right. So that's your answer when we use the first equation. Okay? Now we're going to use the other equation. We're still going to keep the same problem. Okay? Our equation now is remember, guys, everything I write on the board, make sure you write it down, okay? Now we're going to use our other equation. C equals pi times diameter. You might ask yourself, how do we find that diameter? Okay? All you need to do is make another radius from the center to the opposite edge of the one you already have. In this case, we make it this way. Since you have 13 here, then this side is also 13. So 13 plus 13 is 26. Okay? So we know that C equals pi times 26, because 13 plus 13 is 26. Didn't we already have this? Remember, I said 2 radius is the same as diameter, which we combined earlier to get 26. So we already pretty much know the answer, which you should get the same answer, so we plug it in, okay? So C equals 81.64. If you plugged in 3.14, should have got C equals 81 point, or 68 here. 68 and 64. Okay? So both equations give you the same answers. Okay? The only difference is you start off a little different depending. Some problems might give you the whole diameter already. Some of them might give you just the radius. Okay? So you can use either one to solve for the problems. All right? Very, very simple. Very simple concept. Okay? All right. If you have any questions, let me know. All right. So here's your assignment for today. Okay? All right, the assignment for today, let's use the blue one. All right, your assignment for today is radius for the first one, okay? You have a circle where the radius is 8 centimeters, okay? For number 1, okay? For number 2, you have a diameter that equals 10 inches, okay? And for your third one, you have a diameter that equals 18 yards. Okay? So those are your 3 problems for today. Okay? You could use radius for these ones. You cut them in halves. Okay? Or you can do diameter there if you multiply times 2. Okay? All right. So make sure you send me your answers as soon as you're done watching the video, and I'll be waiting for your email.